Welcome to Ars Electronica 2020. My name is Carla Spilotini. I am the producer of Staatspreis.
And my name is Christina Maurer. I'm Senior Producer of European Cooperation. We're here at the Kepler Hall, one of this year's festival's main sites for events and programs, and are now going to take you on a journey into our STARTS exhibition.
STARTS is an initiative of the European Commission to foster alliances between science, technology and the arts. The annual STARTS Prize selects and honors the most outstanding projects from the STARTS field.
In this year's exhibition, you'll see the best practice examples of 2020 of artists operating at the nexus of science, arts and technology. So follow us along as we go on a journey into the exhibition. To start off, we want to dive into the work of this year's winner of the STARTS Prize for Artistic Exploration, Andrea Ling. Andrea is an architect and installation artist who works at the intersection of art, fabrication technologies, and biological sciences. Her most recent work focuses on how the critical application of biologically and computationally mediated design processes can move society away from exploitative systems of production to regenerative ones. Her winning project, Design by Decay, Decay by Design, is concerned with exploring exactly these strategies for designing objects and architectural structures. This series of artifacts were designed on purpose with their eventual decay in mind, as part of the 2019 Ginkgo Bioworks Creative Residency. Andrea was working on concepts of how to design a world without waste. Her goal was to develop objects displaying an inherent organized decay, using enzymes, fungus, bacteria, and other biological agents as ways of decomposing and composing biological matter at the same time. Mutability in objects and structures of the physical world becomes a desired principle of design here.
The Goal of Eden, Éthique, Durable, Écologie, Nature, by artist Olga Kiseleva, is to introduce innovative technologies to art by using unorthodox thinking to solve ecological challenges. The project supports global biodiversity by examining the possibilities of the recreation of extinct plant species, as well as adaptation of plants for changing environments through biotechnology. In addition, Olga collaborates with scientific and industry partners, such as Orange Telecom France, to create a network of vegetal communication by utilizing sensors and internet technology to make this communication visible to a human public. One of the directions of bioart explored by the artist is the possibility to avoid or inverse the natural catastrophe by bringing extinct species back to life, or creating new species on pre-existing DNA bases. An artistic utopia assuming that extinction, despite its supposedly definitive and irreversible nature, can be revoked thanks to the advancement of contemporary human civilization.
Karen Palmer is the storyteller from the future, working at the intersection of AI, immersive storytelling, neuroscience, behavioral psychology, implicit bias, and the parkour philosophy of moving through fear. Her work Perception.io is an immersive experience converging approaches of neuroscience, behavioral psychology, film, AI, facial emotion detection, eye tracking, bias and social justice, and draws a speculative scenario for the future of law enforcement. Taking the participant through an immersive storytelling experience, it reveals how a person's emotions influence their perception of reality. Based on extensive research in AI technologies, the installation enables participants to experience how easily human bias can be integrated into artificial networks by the humans who design and create them. The participant assumes the role of a police officer, watching an interactive training video of an escalating volatile situation. The Perception I/O system tracks the participants' facial expressions. How they respond emotionally to the scene will have consequences for the characters in this experience. Perception I/O aims to raise awareness for the necessity for transparency and regulation in AI. The immersive experience generates self-reflection and discussion of issues of bias, ethics, and accountability for the participants and people creating these types of systems.
Italian artist Paolo Cirio has hacked the Google Patents search engine to search for and download over 20,000 patents of socially manipulative information technology. He rated the patents and created thousands of compositions with images and flowcharts and titles of inventions. He even created a coloring book for informing on devices that enable discrimination, polarization, addiction, deception, and surveillance. This work integrates both the dystopia surrounding technology and the utopia of its participatory governance, with flowcharts of patents taking the form of documentary and protest art. Over 100 patents can be investigated in our festival location, Kepler's Garden.
Robertina Šebjanić and Chino Šutic have collaborated for many years on projects at the intersection of art and science and are part of this year's STARTS exhibition with their project Aqua Forensic, a multi-year research project conducted across various locations in Europe. It is a voyage into the relationship between the microbial seas and humans who are aquaforming the water habitats around the planet. The main question being, how do the oceans experience our impact? Aqua Forensic illuminates the invisible anthropogenic pharmaceutical pollutants, residues of human consumption in our waters. The project combines art, science, citizen science in a hunt for a monster and opens the discussion about our solidarity and empathy with waters beyond human perception. If you'd like to experience a deep dive into the Aqua Forensic project, head on over to the Ars Electronica Festival website to view their journey Adriatic Garden, which explains in detail the long-term collaborative development process of this project.
The Austrian social and environmental startup Plasticpreneur by Doing Circular develops, produces and sells simple mobile plastics recycling machines and teaches social entrepreneurship skills that can be used to transform plastic waste into new products. This combination enables the creation of innovative products, awareness raising, and the foundation of new social businesses all over the world. Especially in countries of the Global South, this can create jobs and training positions and generate income independently. The local people should be empowered and at the same time inspired to independently develop solutions for local challenges and to become so-called plasticpreneurs. Someone who takes plastic waste out of the environment again because he or she has recognized it as a valuable raw material, reintroduces it into a cycle, and at the same time benefits him and herself and the local population.
Ganit Goldstein is a fashion designer whose interest lies in the intersection between craft and technology, predominantly working to incorporate 3D printing and scanning into 3D textiles. This prototype showcases her Textiles 3D project, which is developed in the framework of a residency with START's lighthouse project Reframe, which focuses on future sustainable methods of fashion design. With her manufacturing technique developed for Textile 3D, Ganit aims to develop a new production system for the fashion industry, based on specific body scans using the latest depth camera technology. The project investigates digital measurement systems that can determine the exact size of specific people without any human touch. To produce these prototypic garments through 3D printing, Gannett Goldstein uses recycled filament made from 100% water bottle waste, which transforms production towards a circular economy and sustainable systems.
Computer 1.0 imagines a display for the future by looking at a display from our past. Artists Julian Goldman and Victoria Manganiello create a large-scale textile woven by hand using hollow polymer tubing and natural fiber thread. With the manufacturing of their work, they reference the textile ancestors of current-day computing, starting from the Jacquard loom, leading up through Charles Babbage, Ada Lovelace, and Alan Turing. This installation reminds us that our current digital existentialism and the persistent question of, are we better off, is a conversation 2 centuries in the making between Luddites and evangelists.
Data Paulette is a multidisciplinary collective based in Paris focused on research and development in textiles and digital technologies. Founded in 2014, Data Paulette has taken the form of an independent laboratory, operating as a hackerspace. Topography Digital is an interactive installation developed in collaboration with the pleating specialist Maison Lognon. It investigates the combination of augmenting a textile both with new electrical functionality using polymerization, as well as the new physical features introduced by the patterns and textures of the pleated fabric. The project is an illustration of hybridization between scientific discovery and traditional craftsmanship as a Creole technique, a fundamental subject of research for the collective. Topography Digital shows that the combination of crafts and technologies is an alternative to rethink the place of the digital in society in a more resilient way. We hope you enjoyed this virtual guided tour and are looking forward to seeing you online in our Starts community at starts.eu or at one of our upcoming Starts events.
Also, we'd like to invite you to head on over to our Ars Electronica Festival website to check out our online programs such as Gardens, hosted by our Starts initiative partners, or the Starts Journeys, which were made by artists involved in the Starts field.